Hello everyone, and welcome to another Let's Mess Around on series. And this time we're doing Slay the Spire, which is a very fun game that I picked up pretty recently. I bought it maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I have only about 7 hours on it. I have done maybe 2 runs so far, in fact exactly 2 runs so far, where I made it to the final boss of the third act, which from what I can tell is like the end. I think there is like a 4th act. I did a little bit of Googling just because I was curious. I think there is a 4th act, but normally it's only 3 acts. So I've made it to that final boss twice. I've not beaten the 3rd act myself though. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into it. For those who don't know, Slay the Spire is a roguelike deck builder game. And I have a decent amount of experience with both those genres. Roguelikes, I've really only played Dead Cells before, and deck builders, I've played a lot of Legendary, so I have more experience in the deck builder aspect than the roguelike, but I'd say this is more deck builder than roguelike. But enough genre parsing. Let's go ahead and choose our character here. Now, of the 2 runs where I have made it to the final boss of the 3rd act, it's been with the Silent, actually just earlier today, and I don't remember the warrior guy's name? Not off the top of my head, anyway. I'm trying to think, but it's not coming to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Ironclad. Here we go. Yeah, I don't have much experience with the defects, still trying to learn that class a little bit, but I think I'm gonna go with the Ironclad here for my first attempt, anyway, on the channel. Yeah, I really like the Ironclad's ability to heal 6 HP at the end of the round. I think that's very nice. Okay, so let's see what we've got. I really like our starting relic, so I don't want a random boss relic in exchange for it. Don't really want the gold badly enough to get a curse, although that's not like completely terrible. I don't really ever pick this one. Because the first 3 combats are going to be easy enough anyway, they don't really need to have 1 HP. And a random card, I don't really know if I like that. I'm not really a fan of any of these options. Normally I like to increase my max HP here, but I'm going to go ahead, I think, and go with this, because we can use some of the gold to remove the curse when we get to our first merchant. So let's go ahead and do that. And yeah, looks like we have a merchant fairly early on. So since we did get that bonus gold to the start, I'll be wanting to start down this path. So we got a couple of fights before the merchant. Yeah, we just got a couple of slimes here. This won't be bad at all. Yeah, so your deck is going to start off with strikes and defends. Strikes dealing 6 damage, defends blocking 5. You can see the enemy's intent up here. So it looks like they're both going to try to get a debuff on me. I can go ahead and kill this guy though, so let's do that. And then we'll throw a little bit of extra damage on that guy while we're at it. So I am by far not really an expert on this game. Okay, Frail, that's going to lower our defense there. Yeah, I am by far not an expert on this game. However, I'd like to think I'm decent at it. Yeah, we can go ahead and give them some vulnerable so our attacks deal more damage. And again, they're not going to use a damaging move on me, so I don't really need to feel the need rather to use any defend. And that Doubt Curse is going to lower our attack a little bit for 1 turn, but that's not that big of a deal. Okay, so now you can see they're planning on doing 8 damage next turn, but it doesn't really matter because I can just go ahead and kill them this turn anyway. And there we go. Okay, so now we get to add a card to our deck. Ooh, I really like Perfected Strike. I think that's a really good card, but you always want to look at what all the options are. Pommel Strike, or Pummel, I guess, not Pommel. It's not bad. Deal 9 and draw 1 card for 1. I think they call it energy in this game, but it's basically mana. You get 3 mana every turn. Warcry is not too bad either in certain situations. It's kind of a build around though. I'm going to go with Perfected Strike, because that card will regularly deal over 20 damage for 2 mana, which is pretty good. Okay, we got another fight here. Let's go ahead and get into that. Okay, this guy should be easy. It looks like he's going to deal a decent bit of damage to us, so I'm going to go ahead and use a strike and then a couple defends. Yeah, when I first started playing, I wasn't using very many defends, but I've kind of started to see lately how useful they can be. Yeah, see, look at this. Perfected Strike is going to deal 18 damage. So this symbol means that they're going to block and buff. Block means they're going to have a shield that'll protect their HP. So let's go ahead and get some damage in now while we can. Another thing I do need to improve on personally myself is like making better use of my potions. I always forget I have them up here. But let's see what we've got. Okay, they're going to deal 10 damage next turn. I'm going to apply some vulnerable, and then I'm going to go ahead and block. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll take 5 damage for a total of 6, but I can heal that up at the end of the round, and hopefully I'll be able to finish them off this round. Looks like that will, in fact, be the case. There we go. Alright. Ooh, 8 damage to all enemies is pretty good. Clothesline isn't bad, but we already have... Well, I guess Bash isn't quite as good as Clothesline. But we already have that kind of ability in our deck, so I'm not super eager to add this. Deal 3 damage to a random enemy 3 times. That's not bad, except for the random part. But Cleave, I think, is way better than Sword and Boomerang, so I'm going to take Cleave. Okay, we're going to go to the Merchant here. Oops, this is something I've done a lot. You see the arrow, and at least me, I see it, and I'm like, ooh, and I click it, and then I accidentally skip the Merchant. But, okay, first thing we're going to want to do is the card removal service. Definitely going to want to get rid of this curse in our deck. I like to use the card removal service every time I get to a Merchant, even if I don't have curses in my deck, because you might think to yourself, like, oh, why would you want to remove cards from your deck? But it's actually pretty nice once you get more cards in your deck. Draw 3. Okay, that's not bad. That's okay. That's not bad in certain situations. We don't really have any X cards. Ooh, I'm gonna want to buy this Perfected Strike. Let's see what else we've got. Exhaust 1 card, draw 2. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna buy the Perfected Strike. And I actually think that's all I'm going to get here. I think I want to save the rest of my gold for the next Merchant. But since I have so much gold, I kind of want to make getting to another Merchant a priority if I do that. Yeah, I don't really particularly want any of these potions either, so I'm going to go ahead and leave. Okay, next Merchant is up here, which isn't too far. It looks like there's just a couple enemies and a couple random encounters. That's what these are. These could be enemy fights, or these could be, like, different kind of encounters, too. I could stop to rest if I wanted to. So what's this? An encounter, 2 fights, and a rest. Or I could go 2 encounters and 2 fights. I don't particularly need the rest. My HP is full. I could also use it to upgrade a card in my deck, but there's not anything in my deck that I super want to upgrade. Well, let's start with this and see where it takes us. So the Golden Idol will get you more gold at the end of each fight, or rather when you advance each like floor. But I've already got a lot of gold, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now see this enemy with horns? That's an elite enemy. And yeah, defeating them will get you a new relic, which is like an item that gives you a permanent buff. And I do want that. Let me see what it looks like beyond this. Okay, so if I do take this Merchant... Well, no, I'll have access to this here. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and take this path. Upgrade 2 random cards to lose 16 HP. I don't know if that's really worth it, because most of my deck is just the basic blocks and strikes. Losing the HP is not as big of a deal for me, though. But because I have the healing at the end of every round, and I have more max HP than the other classes you can start as. But since so much of my deck is basic strikes and blocks, I'm going to go ahead and pass on this. Okay, let's go ahead and fight the Elite now. Yeah, this guy is not too bad. The Lagavulin. I don't know if that's how you say it or not, but yeah. Let's just go ahead and get those in. Yeah, so once it transforms, it'll be stunned for a round, so you don't really have to worry about it too much. But yeah, now you see it'll deal 18 damage next turn. Holy cow, that's a lot. But I don't have any blocks in my hand anyway, so let's just go ahead and get some damage in on it. Actually, this will deal more damage, so let's do that. Okay, so I will take a fair bit of damage here, but I'm not super worried about that. That is one reason I like the Ironclad class, is because it will enable you to be a little bit more liberal with how much damage you take there. Okay, so basically I have to decide if I want to end this quickly. Well, okay, I have to try to think. When I get to the campfire, I think I'll heal, what, 24 or 30 HP or something like that? If I take another 18, I should be fine, and I think I might be able to kill it next turn, or like sometime soon, if I do it this way. So I'm just going to go for all-out damage. Oh, right. Out of energy there, so I couldn't deal as much damage as I would have liked. Okay, so yeah, this won't be too bad at all. Okay, so this means it's going to use a debuff on me next turn, but I'm actually pretty relieved that means it won't deal damage. I think we'll finish it off here anyway. Nah, we were 1 damage short. Shoot. It's not that big of a deal, though. Even if it debuffs me, there's not really a whole lot it can do. Yeah, see, it lowered my attack and my defense, but I can just use a strike and go ahead and take it out. Okay, the Ornamental Fan. That's actually pretty good for my deck, because I'm going to be attacking a lot. Ooh, Cleave is still pretty good. True Grit, I'm not really interested in. I don't think it's worth exhausting a random card in my hand just for 7 blocks, especially at 1 mana. This turn, your next attack is played twice. So pretty much this is as strong as the strongest attack in my hand, which would actually be pretty good with my Perfected Strike. So I'm going to take double tap. Okay, we got another monster fight here. Okay, these guys are not bad at all. They will curl up though, which means they'll gain some armor. So you kind of want to add, basically I just kind of add that to their max HP. So this guy pretty much has 20 HP. This guy pretty much has 15. So we can go ahead and just take this guy out right now. And if I really wanted to, I could block. I think I am actually going to do that because my HP is a little bit on the lower side. Yeah, this was another thing that you kind of had, that I personally kind of had to learn a lot in this game, is because I'm used to most card games I play where your health is a resource that you can afford to spend. But that's not necessarily the case in this game because you don't heal at the end of every fight like you do in normal card games. So yeah, we can go ahead and... I mean, that's way overkill that I just did there, but it's all good. Okay, gain 3 thorns, not bad. That's not bad for, like, especially for bosses. At the end of your turn, lose 1 HP and deal 5 damage to all enemies. That's pretty good if you open with it. Am I in a situation where I really want Warcry? Put a card from your hand on top of your draw pile. Da, da, da. Not really. I'm going to take Combust. I've never played with Combust, so we'll see. Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of gold still, so I'm definitely going to want to go for the Merchant here. Let's see what we got. Okay, I don't have any strength boosting, so I don't really want this yet. This card's pretty good. This card's really good. That's basically a net gain of 1 mana. Okay, what kind of... With 1 dexterity. Yeah, dexterity will improve block, but I don't have a whole lot of that. Ooh, that's pretty good. What's the spoon do? Cards with exhaust. Yeah, if I had taken more of that exhaust strategy, I could take the strange spoon here. Okay, this... If I do remove a card, I can't get the meat. So it's basically, do I want the meat, or do I want to remove a card and then add one of these? Or I could add both of these and remove a card, or get the meat. That's actually a pretty tough decision. These are pretty good cards, but at the same time, that meat's pretty good too. I think I should be fine without it though, so I'm going to go ahead and remove a card, and I think I'm going to buy these 2. Yeah, I don't want either of those. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to remove one of the defends from my deck, because I'm a little more offensive-oriented with this particular setup. And yeah, I still have a little bit of gold left over, and I don't think there's anything else I really want. This strength potion would not be bad, except that it's one-time use. And we'll pick up enough potions along the way. I'm just going to go ahead and leave. Yep, we're good. Okay, so now we get a treasure, which will be another artifact for us. I think it's always an artifact anyway. And then... Okay, I need to figure out where I want to go. Like, is there any reason I'd want to take this path? Oh, I do actually, because I want to get to this campfire sooner. So I want to go here. The kunai. That's not very useful, honestly. But it's better than nothing, so I guess we'll go ahead and take it. Now, I don't need a merchant anytime soon, especially since there's only going to be one potential enemy fight in between then and now, so I'm going to take the regular enemy fight here. Okay. Can I take this guy out in one shot? 50% more damage, so these will deal 9. Buff, I'm not really worried about that. Let's go ahead and use the bash there. And I think I'm actually going to use the defend here. Yeah, I'm going to use the defend here. That way I can try to get to max HP with that first bonfire. Well, we'll see how it plays out, actually. I don't think I actually really needed to do that, but it's not the worst idea either way. Okay, so I can take out this rat, and since this guy's not going to deal damage to me, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, it did inflict the vulnerable on me, but it's not that big of a deal. Okay. No reason not to use that now. And then I can just go ahead and use all these, even though the blocks won't matter. Yeah, last time I used the Ironclad, or rather... No, yeah, that was the last time I used the Ironclad. Excuse me. When I used the Ironclad and got up to the third boss, I had pretty much like a full offense deck that was pretty good. Oops, I misclicked, but it didn't really matter either way. Yeah, the idea of the deck was that, like, I had a bunch of... the Ironclad gets this card that costs 0 mana, and if you have no... Ooh, that's a pretty good card. Cleave is still pretty good. Anger's not bad either. It's a lot better than it looks. Wait, is it though? Hang on. Oh, I was thinking of a different card just based on the art. Now I'm actually reading it. That's still not awful. But I don't have a whole lot of card draw, so I can't make use of having like a ton of Angers. Thinking about taking Flex, but Cleave is so good. I gotta take Cleave, I think. Because Cleave right now is better even than my regular Strikes. Okay, so I think... Okay, so Rest will restore him 24 HP. Yeah, I'm gonna play it safe and do that. The other option, Smith, lets you upgrade one card in your deck. And if I'm not looking too bad after these, I might use this to Smith, but I'll probably need to heal. Okay, this is just a bunch of slimes, so I'm not really worried about that. At the end of your turn... Ooh, that's actually really good against this particular setup here. Okay, so if I do this, and then strike this, now that should die at the end of this turn, and then I'll use a defend. Perfect. Now at the end of my next turn, these two will die. And I should be able to take care of both of these. And then I'll heal most of my HP back up. Okay. Oh, or I can just do that and end it now. Oh, I gotta do that as well. There we go. Easy enough. Geez, now I'm saying easy enough in this playthrough as well. Okay. Pummel Strike. No, that is Pommel, because Pummel is spelled with a U. Deal 8 damage, increase this card's damage by 5 this combat. Okay, so this will basically, like, progressively deal more and more damage and more shuffled into your deck. That's pretty good. I don't have any skills besides the block, so I definitely don't want that. This is card draw, though, which is not bad either. Okay, basically I have to decide in this deck, do I want card draw more, or do I want the scaling damage more? This is also a strike for the perfected strikes, which I think for me is going to push it over the edge into making it my deck. Okay, we got another mystery encounter here. 35 gold to heal. I definitely don't need that. I will gladly pay 50 gold to remove... At this point, I'm not full in on the offense, so I don't know that I necessarily want to remove a defend from my deck. But then again, I have 2 perfected strikes, so I don't really want to remove a strike. I just don't want to leave myself in a situation where I have, like, no ways at all to heal or... Well, I have this. Yeah, I'll take a defend out of my deck, actually. I talked myself into it. Okay, we got one more fight here. Okay, it's just a looter. I should be able to set myself up in a situation where I can smith at this. Well, we'll see how it plays out here. Okay, that's a good draw. Yeah, and then cleave. Okay, so I'll take 5, go down to 72. If I don't lose any more, I'll heal up to 78, which is pretty much full. I'm fine with that. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case here. Well, I can play this and play everything, so let's go ahead and just do that. Now, I should be able to win next round. Oh, hey, that actually, this kunai actually came into play there. Oh, or was it the ornamental fan? I wasn't really paying attention there. I should have, though. But either way, we can just use a perfected strike. So yeah, now we can actually afford to smith during this campfire coming up. Okay. I don't have enough blocks for that to be worth it. Warcry is still... It's just cycling, which I don't think I really need for this deck, so I'm going to take Inflame. Okay, we got this. Let's go ahead and smith. Now, here's the question. Which card to upgrade? Ooh, Double Tap Plus is pretty good. It's probably going to be that, but let me look at some other things, too. That's okay. That's okay. That's actually really good, that it upgrades the damage and the draw. Normally, cards like this, it'll only upgrade the damage, but, That's not bad either. Upgrades on AoE effects are typically pretty good. Applying 3 vulnerable is pretty good. Okay, so Double Tap is definitely contender. Pommel Strike is definitely contender. I guess these two are kind of contenders. It's probably just between these two, though. I think it's going to be Double Tap. Because I think that'll deal, on average, more... Well, will it, though? I'm trying to think. If I... Because the only thing I can really combo that with is, like, a couple of strikes, right? So, like, these would each deal 12 for a total of 24. Whereas if I comboed this, that would deal way more damage. I think it's actually going to be Pommel Strike for the card draw, mostly. Alright, and now we have the final boss of this act here. The Guardian himself. Okay, so... He starts off in an offensive form, and then when he takes 30 damage, he'll shift into a defensive form. Let's just go ahead and play everything here. And pass. So he gained 9 armor there. That's not that big of a deal. Okay, 2 strength. Let's do that. And then let's also bash to get some vulnerable on him. Oh, shoot, but you know what? Okay, hopefully that won't be that big of a deal. Yeah, this is another thing I'm pretty bad about sometimes, is looking at what my enemy's going to do. You see, he's going to deal 32 damage next turn. Holy cow. But here's the thing. At the end of each act, you'll get a full heal. So against the boss, you can afford to take a little more damage. That still was a little bit reckless of me, though. Ooh, this is perfect. Check this out. We're going to double tap, and then we're going to use Perfected Strike. Yeah, that was massive damage there. We even managed to break through all the armor he gained when he transformed into a shield mode. So that's really, really nice. Okay, so yeah, the first thing he's going to do when he goes into shield mode is get Sharp Hide. So now every time you attack him, he's going to take 3 damage. Let's see. I don't want to combust. I don't need that in this fight. Perfected Strike. It's It's too bad I can't do these two at once. The two weak, by the way, will make it so... Oh, I got weak and whatever the shield is mixed up. I always do that. Block. There we go. Let's see. So that'll make it so he deals less damage. Which I think I actually want to do here. And then let's throw out a cleave. My HP is definitely lower than I would like it to be from taking all that damage at the start. So will this draw me 4 cards? I'm kind of curious. Let's see if that'll actually draw me 4 cards. Ooh, it does. That's good to know for future fights. Okay, I think I want to get a defend here. Yes, I want to get a defend out. Because like I said, I'm pretty low on HP here. And I think I'm even going to go so far... Okay, so he's coming in for 20 next turn. I can block 12 of it. But then I lose a chance to double tap. I think I'm going to take a chance here. I'm going to drink this potion, throw this one. I don't know if the liquid bronze stacks, but I guess this is a good time to find out. Looks like it does. That's good. Okay. And then I'm going to double tap Perfected Strike here. Okay, that actually paid off because then he reverted to a shield form. I totally forgot that would happen anyway. So that's good. Okay, so I definitely didn't need to drink either of those potions, unfortunately, but it's not that big of a deal. I think we should have it here. Yeah, this'll do it. Hoo-wee! Alright. So yeah, with that we managed to finish the first act. We got our Fear Potion back, which is nice. You get a lot of gold, and then you get to add a, like, higher than average power level card to your hand. So this... I would be more inclined to take this if it had Initiate, which means it'll always start in your opening hand, because gaining extra energy every turn is really good. I think it's even worth gaining 2 Vulnerable, because that'll just wear off after 2 turns anyway. But without the guarantee that it'll start in my hand, I don't particularly want it. And Bludgeon, like 32 is a lot of damage, but I think I can deal more than that with another double tap. So I'm going to take that. And I think that's going to do it for this video here. So at the start of the next video, we will... Oh, got to get my treasure as well. Okay, so we got to pick a relic here. The Astrolabe. That's not bad, because we could transform some of our basic strikes and or defends. Let me see what else we got first. For every 5 cards in your deck, heal 3 HP when you enter a rest site. That would enable me to do more smithing. Okay, let's see what this does. Whenever you lose HP, draw 1 card. I don't really have like the extra energy or mana production to make a whole lot of use of drawing a ton of cards. So I don't think I want that. So it's between the Feather and the Astrolabe. I think it's going to be the Astrolabe here. So now here's... Okay, so I definitely want to pick one of these strikes as one of my cards to... It'll transform them into random cards and then upgrade them. I didn't really elaborate too much on that. And I'm going to do 2 of my strikes for sure. With this setup, I think I still want these 2 blocks around just in case. Oh, but you know what? I forgot about my Perfected Strikes for a moment there. Okay, so let me actually... Okay, 2 damage for all cards in your deck containing strikes. So right now, I should know. I was just playing these. I think these deal, what, 24 damage? So that's 10, 12, 14, 16. So no, they deal 22 damage. So if this, they would deal 20. If I take this out, they would deal 18. 2 mana deal 18 is still pretty good. And then I'm kind of thinking about getting rid of my Combust. Or maybe even my Seeing Red. It's not that useful. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so what did we get? Oh, no, I want to see those. We got an upgraded cleave, which is pretty good. Ooh, thunderclap is pretty good too. That's another AoE, and it applies vulnerable to all enemies. And I really like feed a lot. Okay, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. And yeah, that looks good to me. Alright, so now we're heading into Act 2, the city. But we'll go ahead and start that next time on Slay the Spire. This is XLex, signing out. Have a good day.